There's two main supermarkets here in Funchal. Pingudos, which means sweet drop, I think.
Is it? Because I always thought it was 12 penguins.
12 penguins. Welcome to episode 5 of the Nomad Things podcast, the real story of digital nomading as a family. In this episode, we'll talk about our food strategy and food budget in Madeira. After rent, food is the biggest part of most people's budget, and especially for us with a teenage boy in the house. So one of our main strategies to keep that budget in check is to have breakfasts at home and usually self-cater our dinners as well.
Load the boy up.
Load the boy up with carbs early. So always have bread in the house from the local bakery and fill them up with cereals and, those kind of things. So then as soon as we step out the door, he's not suddenly hankering for a pastry.
Yeah, but he still will be.
We've got at least a 15-minute window.
Which is lucky because that'll coincide with the 15 minutes you want a pastry.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, that's a big thing, is make sure he's full before we step out the door. Otherwise, he'll cost us a fortune.
Yeah, and if you think about those 3 main meals a day, fill them up for breakfast. It's too early to be out doing anything really. Nothing gets going, or we're either out on a walk or things aren't open till 10 really. So eat at home, fill them up, cheap carbs. And in all our years of travel, we've never been a big fan of the local breakfasts.
No.
Japan, I'm looking at you. I mean, who wouldn't want fermented fish eggs to breakfast? But
So yeah, we fill them up breakfast, and then you've got to mention second breakfast, don't you?
No, I don't think they know about second breakfast.
But if we go out, we'll pop into a little pasteleria for coffee and a little pastry, and that's usually cheap as chicks.
Yeah,
and
you're talking €1 for the pastry and 80 cents for the coffee. Put them together, €1.50 is what you pay for a little meal deal. But out and about, we'll grab delicious lunch somewhere.
Yeah, and we won't go to fancy restaurants, or as Alfie calls them, gold-trimmed waiters.
Gold-trimmed waiter places, yeah. I know.
The ones where they have the fancy aprons and everything on. We definitely steer clear of those.
Dirty snack bars.
Dirty snack bars is where we're at. Especially here in Madeira, there isn't a lot of street food as such.
No.
But there are snack bars everywhere, and they're awesome.
Wow, really delicious. So that's what we'll do, and that's a whole separate story. Yeah. And then dinners, because wherever we'll be in the world, we're used to it. You get really good produce because you can go get it local. But you will have what we call one-pot wonders, because all you do is getting that delicious food, and as simply as possible, get it hot, get it delicious, and eat the damn stuff. Yeah,
so wherever we stay, we always make sure there's a kitchen, and then they have, they vary in terms of how well equipped they are. So we just keep it as simple as possible. Salads, some kind of seafood or whatever. It's done.
Yeah. So kind of things I'll cook mostly, because one-pot wonders are
your specialty.
So there'll be prawns, whole prawns and garlic, and just get them all sizzling hot, as hot as you can get that pan. Butter, olive oil, as much salt as you can, and then at the last second just throw in some white wine or vino verde to deglaze the pan, get that sticky yumminess. That with some fresh bread and salad. Boom.
Yeah, maybe some extra pasta for the boy. Again, carb load.
And if we're having octopus, it takes a little bit of extra care, but just don't cook as much as you think you need to, and it is absolutely delicious. My favourite. Do that with potatoes and escabeche, kind of vinegary sauce and onions, and yum yum. Navi doesn't really like that, so he'll go pasta.
Yeah, which is fine because it's cheap and filling.
Yeah. So another 1.1 that are using local ingredients is make a calde verde soup. Just potato vegetable soup. Make it normal, normal way. Just saute up some vegetables, some stock, simmer it down, and then just add that shredded. It's kind of that kale. It's kind of a kale, local kale.
Oh yeah, it's really nice.
It's a lot sweeter than you say kale to us, and you get that bitter, horrible stuff you're forced to eat as a kid. But this is sweet and delicious, and a big handful of that, fistful of that in there. Serve that with some politique, garlic bread. Oh, that's delicious.
And there's the we've discovered, because in a lot of the snack bars, and you get a drink, you get a little plate of
Gonna go for dentini, something like that. Little bites.
little bites. Yeah. And we found there's always the little, we thought they were beans, but what are they?
Lupin seeds. Lupin seed. They look like fava beans, broad beans. You think, oh yeah, like giant sweet corn, kinda. And you think, oh yeah, these are just fava beans, because you get fava beans as well with beers and things. And nope, they're lupin seed, and they're delicious.
Yeah, so we bought a big tub of those, and you'd be throwing them into salads and all sorts. They're really, really good.
Get your red peppers, your capsicums that are this big, slice them up, brine them in with the tremosush, the lupin seeds, loads of seasoning, the red pepper, loads of olive oil. Oh, delicious.
And yeah, we've found that the price of food here at the supermarkets, well, it's a lot cheaper in general than in New Zealand. So maybe cheese is expensive here too.
Yeah, not the difference. It's good cheese.
Yeah, compared to what we get usually. It's very nice cheese. Anyway, so we do a decent grocery shop every few days. And there's two main supermarkets here in Funchal. Pingudos, which means sweet drop, I think.
Is it? Because I always thought it was 12 penguins.
12 penguins. Pingudos. I like 12 penguins better.
In my mind, it's always been 12 penguins.
I can't get it out of my head now.
No.
And then there's another one called Continent Model.
Oh, it's Continent, but the Model is like the Express.
Oh,
the Madeiran Trail.
Yeah.
It's a little towny one.
Fancy. So they're pretty good. The only thing I have to really hunt for is fresh milk, because of course we're in, a warmer country, so they tend to use the UHT.
And cows fall off the mountains.
They would fall off the mountains. So yeah, we found the shops quite reasonably priced.
And Alfie Loveland, he has. I mean, it takes us, instead of going around the supermarket in half an hour and getting out there as fast as we can, because who wants to be in the supermarket? It's a new place. There's new things. You don't know what's going on. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And Alfie loves it. He thinks every supermarket's an adventure. And off he trundles, go find. He'll scour that. Obviously, the biscuit aisle and the pastries and the cakes. He'll be there for an hour, happily, just picking out which one he's going to have this time.
Yeah.
And then he'll write a review about it, and it's happy days.
Yeah. And we have fun figuring out, do we have to weigh the fruit and veg? Do we not?
Oh, he's my little number monkey now.
Number monkey.
He's my number monkey. So I'll just grab some onions or whatever it is, and I'll just in the bag and go, yep, 4, 3, 2, and off you trundle.
Go away those.
And then we're now pros. We actually now help locals, actually help Portuguese people with the bread slicer.
Yes.
So you go up and all the breads are in clear plastic bins and drawers, and you pull them out, and it's all sophisticated. All comes out. You have your little plastic glove, and you put it in your bag, wrap it up, find the code, type that in a separate bread one. You get that, and that's fine. You think, oh yeah, that's all good. Oh, but there's a kicker.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a loaf, you can then take that loaf, take it to the end, stick it in the cabinet of doom.
Fingers clear.
Which is basically a glass box like I don't know, David Copperfield sawing bread in half, and you put it in, and his claws come out and grab it, and then pulls it back and then feeds it through a buzzsaw. And you can choose how massacred you want your bread.
Yeah, the boys went shopping the other day and got it. They were very excited because they got quite a fresh loaf of bread.
It was so warm.
Still warm. But they put it in the slicer. So it got pretty much scratched.
Hey, they were fresh croutons.
So yeah, there wasn't much of a loaf.
It didn't get cut so much as it was ripped apart like something out of Alien.
And because of the hills, obviously, in Frenchtown, although we usually get a Bolt or an Uber back with the groceries, it's still a lot of lugging. So we use Uber Eats, and I think Bolt is Bolt Eats now and stuff, to get some of the heavier things delivered. And because I've got the Uber One subscription, the deliveries are free. So why wouldn't you? So we use it for wine. €2 bottles of wine, by the way.
€2 bottles of wine.
And beer and the bottles of juice and anything else heavy that would just take up a lot of room and be a pain to lug back to the house. The big, heavy, bulky stuff. So that's and great, and it doesn't cost us any extra, so why wouldn't we? There's also local markets where you often see people just setting up little freak stalls.
Oddly, usually out in front of a supermarket, because they're like, oh, you're in the market for food, I see, because you're in a shop selling food. I'll set up here.
You come here on your food, so I'll sell food. Where you go into the supermarket.
The guy the other day outside our local supermarket in Lidl. Well, he was outside the bakery actually. Sorry, and we were sat there having a coffee and a pastry, for a change, and he was there setting up boxes of fruit on the roadside, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just behind the van that he was unloading, so the exhaust pipe was
pumping out fumes.
Oh God, no, thank you.
There's also the big, famous, I suppose, market down in the city centre, the Mercado dos Lavradores. Don't buy your fruit and veg there, definitely, because they tend to rip tourists off. It's just all for show, really. It's not a proper market. And another thing, when we go on the walks, it's on that's up. Special Madeiran Trail mix.
Oh, my legendary Madeira Trail mix.
It's delicious.
It's a foodie champs. No, it's 1 part dried fava beans, broad beans, with 1 part peanuts in piri
spicy peanut,
and then I'll chop up whichever local chorizo sausage we got that week, and I don't know if it keeps us going, but keeps us stopping.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to. And we also pack biscuits for the boy, obviously, because he needs, consider a carrot dangled in front of him. Sometimes he needs biscuits.
So, with our strategy of breakfast at home, dinners at home, and not being too flash, but definitely enjoying local ingredients, we probably spend €20 a day, I think is what we say, and that includes, you've got to have a glass of wine while you're cooking, or beer, depending on the situation. You have to match with your food, and that is, if not cheaper than home, on par with home, and that's without us being able to have both, stock up, have a cupboard full of things that keeps the price down. And at home, you're more conservative, and you don't, I'll try that, I'll try this, I'll spend a bit more. I'd like to try that local thing.
Yeah.
Because the prawns and the octopus don't come cheap.
No.
But they are cheap compared to what we would pay for them at home.
Yeah, if we can even get them at home.
If we could even get them. But yeah, paying €10 for some delicious octopus is an extravagance, because you could just buy some sausages for €4. But the value of it is insane, because we pay, we can't even get it, but if we could, you pay through the teeth.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. We are Nomad Things, and we'll be back next time with some of our favourite food memories in Madeira. In the meantime, if you like our content, hit the subscribe button, check out our blog at nomadthings.guide, and of course, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
When you start a new thing, don't go,
And occasionally when, I don't know, what's in the thing?
I did it with, I think you were getting a habit of that because of the house.
And
The money we save
bicicleta.